I am going to be building a tower, probably, definitely, right here. It's probably going to be quite tall, just to give the bridge actually somewhere where it's actually going, and just connect up the bridge between the two land masses. So I have gathered up the blocks that I'm going to be using. So yeah, let's get cracking. Here is what we're looking like right now. It's my camera pole. This is just the base, kind of keeping it a sturdy support. And I'm thinking, because I've made this stone base so big, and obviously I've got a lot of wood here, I'm planning on making the top half be wood. Because of how tall I've made the base here, I think that I'm going to have to make the tower really quite tall to kind of fit the scale. So let's get started on the next segment. So here is the tower. Look at it from a distance. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I like it. I need to get some windows in and maybe blend it into the environment a little bit more. Because right now it's just plopped there. There's not much going on with it. But overall, that is really quite nice. And from the other camera angle, I didn't expect it to be this big, I guess. So the camera angle needed to be a bit higher, but that's alright. We'll mainly be seeing it from a distance, like here, and that looks quite cool. Very happy with that view. Or we'll be seeing it from kind of down close, and it's where, yeah, it looks nice. So let's get started with someone else, shall we? I think that I want to build a building over here in this farm area, because right now there's a whole lot of farms and only one farmhouse. So it just doesn't make sense, does it really? A lot of work for one family. So I'm thinking I'll pop one up maybe over that way, or maybe up on this ledge here, but we'll see how we go. So I've decided that I'm going to put it up here on this ledge here. I'm thinking the color palette might be a little bit like this granite, stone brick, maybe mud, like jungle wood. Probably support similar to like this sort of block palette here, and then like jungle wood mud for the roof. So let's get started with that. Okay, so I'm going to start with actually making this mound higher. I'm going to make this level here probably the base level, and then I'm going to have it so that this is sort of a cliff face here, and then have the path kind of trace up around here. Okay, here is our wall. Pretty happy with it. I wasn't sure whether I wanted it to gradually slope up or gradually slope down. I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically whether I wanted it to go up like that way or come down like that. I don't think that made sense whatsoever, so just ignore me. Yeah, there's probably still a few adjustments I'd make. This wall probably here needs to be like more gradually sloped, because right now it's very flat face. And yeah, I built a little pathway here. So it's temporary, just so that I knew what it would look like. And then this space up here is for the house that I'm going to build. And I'll do something about this and not just have it abruptly end, or maybe curve it around. Let's get into the house first. I got started on the house and I recorded a whole heap of it, and was just putting it through, trying to edit it, and unfortunately the file corrupted, so this is what I've done. I added this fence around the carrot farm here, kind of claiming it as this farmhouse's area because this is the block palette we used to build the house. This is not the prettiest angle of it, but I will add like a pretty big window there, and I'm obviously not finished it, but here it is. It's very, very cozy. Oh, actually I'm missing a block at the top left there, oops. But very cozy, it's a very simple house. I'm gonna have to move this mountain back yet again. Seem to be making a habit of that. And this is marking out, I want to build a custom tree there just to frame the house a little bit, have the cliff on one side, the tree on the other, and then yeah. So I apologize for that, but let's get into adding details, eh? I'm really quite fond of this window design with trapdoors underneath, fence gates up the sides. I spam it a little bit, probably too much. Might need to start coming up with some alternative styles. See how that looks from down here. It is definitely a very large window. I'm not sure whether I want it to be a fence gate window or a glass window, or even fence posts. Let's see how that looks for now. Okay, that looks like a prison cell, so actually maybe that. That's better, but it could even go like a mixture of both. Yeah, I quite like that. That's better. But it's all just a very similar one color at the moment. I think I need to maybe add an extra color, something to complement the whole thing. So the extra color that I actually decided on was green, and add a little bit of greenness to the build, so that it's less, I guess, brown and red. So just span some bushes around like this. It's overgrown around this corner, you can't really access anyway, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. I'm using a mix of dark oak, and jungle leaves. I actually might go and chuck in like moss blocks, and then I might be able to put stuff on top of that. I thought about vines as well, just as like a little bit more of a subtle addition, like having that like that. I don't think you can pick up vines with silk touch, so I'm not going to break those, but they can all grow, and I can just have it coming like that sort of thing. And I might even do it to the roof a little bit, like the house has been here for a while, so I'll see what I can do. I'm not sure how I feel about it being on the stairs, so I might just have it sort of sit a little bit like that and get rid of those stairs. That honestly looks pretty good. I'm happy with that, and I'll just have it kind of come down on the other side too. I quite like these carpets, so I might just put a few of them around like that on top of blocks a bit, and it just adds a little bit more texture, something more that you're looking at. Take a view from a distance, and it's definitely very different, but I quite like it. It's probably it might be a little bit overly overgrown. Yeah, overall I'm very happy with that. Maybe even have this coming down a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Very, very happy with that. Now I just need to add in this tree here. So I may have gotten slightly distracted and added a whole bunch of grass. Actually, I wouldn't even say distracted, I'd say I was procrastinating. But yeah, I reckon the tree's got to go about here, and because it's so close to the house, I'm going to have it probably slant kind of over, probably up like that. And I am not good at building custom trees, so we'll see how this goes. Well, here is how we're looking. No leaves, obviously, but I don't know. It's very hard to tell if it's coming along. I guess I'll get started on the leaves, and we'll see how we go. But this is what I've wound up with. I'm unsure. Like I'm pretty happy with it. It's so difficult to know if a tree looks good or not. But I'm pretty like this angle with the house here. I'm very happy with this. Like this right here. Like it's a photograph. Like if I go back here a little bit, there's probably no real good spot for this. Like that's quite that's a picture, like a painting. Very happy with that. I'm not sure about how low this branch hangs, but I don't know. I think I'm quite happy with it. It's definitely not a strong suit of mine, but like the more trees I build, the better I'll get. And I'm actually thinking that maybe from this episode onwards, I might try to build like two custom trees per episode from now on, and just add them in wherever. So this will be the first one. Alright, this is the spot I've decided on for my second tree. There was a tree right there. No evidence of it anymore, but I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to build like a pine tree. I have to put it probably around this block, just so that it's not going any closer to the these buildings here, because it might be a little bit big. I think that with custom trees, it's these villages are annoying me so much. Alright, I think the thing with custom trees is that you kind of just gotta place blocks. Like, I don't think that there is a perfect tree, and I think that they are going to be messy, and it might take a while to actually find a method to it and like a process, but I'm willing to take that journey. But I think a lot of it is just thinking about like, how would the tree grow? Don't know what just happened there. I wasn't able to place a block. Yeah, I think it's just thinking about how it would go and kind of trying to grow from there. I'm going to make most of these kind of curl upwards towards the end. Maybe make some of them go downwards, but I think up makes more sense. So it's looking a little bit crazy right now. I'm not really sure about it, as per usual, but I think that's what it is. You just gotta keep going until you're happy. And it's not a bad thing that I'm picky. I think it opens for growth. Means that I'll get it right, and at least I'll keep trying until I do. Sometimes you gotta give up on stuff and scrap it, but this ain't one of them. A progress update, and she's looking a little bit thin. I need more leaves at the bottom, definitely. And then I like that it kind of gets less sparse towards the top, but definitely more leaves at the bottom. Well, I can say it's definitely coming along. I do like it. I think it's still maybe just too thin. It's really close, and I'm enjoying the process of finding the right spot. Just going back and forth, checking, making one or two adjustments, coming back. This spot here definitely has to be fixed, so see if I can parkour my way around up to it. maybe there's another way. There is definitely not another way. Oh my days. There we go. Maybe literally just that can help. Just make it a little bit smoother. Or maybe swap that one and put it there. See how that looks. No. Yeah, what I should do is set up my... Well, that is the inside of my head. Set up this camera so that I can come back to it instead of jumping off the tree and coming back every time. Honestly, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm quite happy with that. I think that it's definitely not the best tree I've ever made, but it's good. I'm happy with it. And sometimes that's all it is. This is just keep talking and failing the same jump. Yeah, sometimes that's all it is. It's just you need to go until you're happy. It's not about finding a point where it's perfect. It's just like, you know what, I'll accept that. I'm happy. But then sometimes you don't want to go too far and be accepting of everything. You still want to improve, but I am very content with that. I'll track my progress in the other trees that I build. Thinking of, for these spruce trees, having just this like podzol bottom, just like that, just a little bit, maybe in this corner. Yeah, just so that it gives it a bit of life. And I've decided to have a really big trunk at the bottom, just so that it's not taking away from the view. Well, I mean, the top of the tree is, but it's not taking away from your vision. It's just at the top of the screen and kind of like frames the building a little bit. But it does very much block this building here. Should have probably thought about the placement. It's directly in the front of this building and directly in the front of this building. Alright, well, I think with that is the end of this episode. Very, very productive episode. We've got this tree in here. We built this monstrosity of a tower. I actually didn't really record any of it, but I built all of this here and while I was going on the tower, just like the shoreline. And then if I come over here, we built Wandering Trader. We built this cliff face here, and then a custom tree, a new fence line around here, with a custom tree and a house on top. So overall, super happy with this episode, my progress that I've made. Hope you enjoyed, and see you on the next one.